Okay, La Liga obviously has recently signed an agreement with a US media firm called Relevant to host games in the US provisionally. It's a 15-year agreement. Here's a slight problem. The players' union and the fans have decided to not agree with it. The reps from all the clubs, the player reps anyway, the player representatives on the union, had a meeting today. All 20 representatives, so that's either a captain or a vice captain, or elected spokesman, depending on the club, all voted against playing games in the US. So the players don't agree with it, and there's a reason for that. They weren't consulted. Another subplot, which in European football, especially in Italian and Spanish and Portuguese and Greek football, is the fans elect club presidents. They have a larger stake in the running of their clubs than, let's say, in English or Scottish football, where it's a private owner for the most part. In Spanish football, the fans are the stakeholders. They mention the fans. The average Spanish fan is on a very low income, but they are passionate about their football. Soccer in the US. These guys really control the clubs. It's not the club presidents, it's these guys. If the president does a good job with signings and contracts and sponsorship deals, they're happy. They win trophies, they're happy. If they do something they're not happy about, they vote out that president and put a new guy in. A guy who will do what they want. These guys have a lot more power than the La Liga has realised. The players, these guys are threatening to strike. The next meeting is in September. There's another side plot to this. The US, Canada and Mexico get the World Cup in 2026, and also the growth of the MLS. What would an American soccer fan rather see? Barcelona playing Real Madrid, or DC United playing New York Red Bulls? Kind of obvious who you want to really see. You want to see El Clasico, don't you? You want to see Gareth Bale versus Lionel Messi. Not going to lie, I think most football fans would. And I'm not a Barcelona or Real Madrid fan. When it comes to Spanish football, I like Atletico Bilbao, and the last couple of seasons they've been a bit naff. But also, how many Spanish clubs can you name? Now, I know quite a few of them, but can you really see a game between Celta Vigo and Getafe? There you go. I mean, Celta Vigo are a decent-sized club that have occasionally got into Europe, but they have been relegated from the Liga several times. But they're an average-sized Spanish club. Or, I don't know, Villarreal versus Real Betis. There you go. Now, that could be a cup game because Real Betis aren't in the same level that they used to be. They've also had problems. How many American fans would know that Real Betis is the second team in Seville? How many people would know that Villarreal is a small town just west of Madrid with about 35,000 people that has a passionate, I think every member of the town basically has a share in the club, and that's their fan base. Their stadium is bigger than the population of the town because the surrounding area. How many people in North America would know that? They're only after the big games, which means not all clubs will benefit. Not all clubs will benefit. So yeah, the clubs as well. Some of the clubs won't benefit from this. The smaller clubs in La Liga will not get any benefit at all. It will only benefit Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, and maybe Atletico Bilbao and Valencia. Maybe Sevilla. They're your real big clubs. Maybe Levante. How many US soccer fans would know about Deportivo La Coruña back in the day being really hard to beat in the Champions League and going really far? How many of them would know about Espanyol being the second club in Barcelona that really hate Barcelona? These are questions that need answering that I don't think the league has quite realised. Because they're chasing the American dollar, they're chasing this, they forgot about this, and them. Also, the damage it will do to the MLS, because the goal about this World Cup that they've now got and the growth of the MLS is to keep growing it. They want to grow the game. That's part of the reason why Relevant want to have this deal, because they can show off the best skilled players. How many of those Spanish-based players will want to play in the MLS at the level it's at right now? Not a lot. Not until they're past it and their legs are gone and they can just kick a ball around for big money. It doesn't help the MLS's growth because more fans will rather go to those games than to MLS games. The best way to grow the game is to stabilise and grow the MLS from within by improving the quality of players that actually play in the MLS, rather than importing talent for a one-off game, piss off again. Also, the players did say, and the AFA did say, that the fans, the hardcore fans who basically own the clubs that they play for, will not benefit from this because you've got to think of the travel costs. The fact that most of the fans who'll be at these games will not be hardcore. They'll be the casual American fan who just doesn't know enough about the sport. The atmosphere will be different. I'm not saying all American fans of European football don't know much about the sport. Some of them are very, very intelligent. Um, but it's a sport that they're trying to grow in the US, and they're trying to get new fans in. The hardcore fans won't sit well with them. We've already seen in the UK, England trying to take a 39th game to the US, and fan groups, every single one of them were anti, and some of the players were against it as well. This has already been touted before by the Premier League. The league has got in there, and it's already having a backlash within 4 days. 4 days, partly because they didn't consult the players' union to begin with. These are the guys that you want to play the game, and they don't want to play the game. They're threatening a strike. The next meeting's in September. We'll find out in September, but I can see this rumbling on for quite some time. No dates, no cities, no stadiums have been given by the Liga yet. They've been very vague and very evasive on where and when these games and who will be playing. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's only a handful of big name clubs that benefit and the smaller clubs really struggle. Valencia, big club in Spain, real hard up against it with financial problems right now. They could use a game like this, but I bet you they're not the team that get it because they're not one of the biggest clubs in Spain. They're a big club, but not the biggest club in Spain. But yeah, the Liga players may strike, and that is no idle threat. They will follow through with this, especially as they've had a vote where it's unanimously against. The league and the federation have completely mishandled Spanish football for the last few months. The way they handled the Lopetegui sacking, shocking. The way they handled the World Cup in general was pretty poor. There's a power struggle within La Liga at the moment, within the federation, between Barcelona, Madrid, Bilbao, the regional areas of Spain. There's a power battle going on, and the players ain't playing ball with it anymore. The fans ain't playing ball with it anymore. Spanish football's at a crisis point. Also, the MLS will suffer from this. I'm surprised that the MLS owners weren't consulted about bringing La Liga games over because, as far as we know, they weren't. And the MLS owners will be going, our profits will drop when these, our ticket sales will drop when this happens. When these La Liga teams come over to play games, our ticket sales and our profits will drop for that week. They will, because fans will not want to watch games in the MLS. They'll want to watch this. Their merchandise sales will drop because the soccer fans in the US will rather see Barcelona Real Madrid. But there you go. We'll leave that there. Thank you very much for watching. Ongoing story. We'll find out in September what happens as a result of the meeting. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Place your comments below, and I'll have some more videos for you soon.